ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say that when you have high expectations for anything, especially a WWE Monday Night Raw, you seem to get let down. And honestly, that's what happened tonight. The rumors and rumbles around wrestling Twitter all day, from morning, afternoon, into the late evening, just up until Monday Night Raw went on air, and even throughout the show, there was a lot of speculation on returns and exciting things that were scheduled to happen on Monday Night Raw. And there were some. Welcome to Within the Ropes podcast. I'm your host, Brian Tronick, the host, Brian Tronick. And this is another Monday Night Raw review. And it's a little, I'm happy about tonight's Raw. I'm a little disappointed in tonight's Raw. Again, I don't know why I set myself up like that, because I usually know better. We all know better as wrestling fans. We should all know better. But, I mean, we're wrestling fans, right? We hope for the best. And, you know, when the worst happens, we shit all over it. I don't know. But they started off hot. First of all, I want to let all you guys know that you need to be following Within the Ropes on Twitter. Go to Twitter right now. Follow Within the Ropes on Twitter and Instagram. Follow. Go to withintheropespodcast.com and hit that YouTube button and subscribe to the YouTube. Got some cool things coming soon. Content. Things. You don't want to miss out on that stuff. So I would really appreciate it if you guys followed Within the Ropes on all social media platforms. Went to YouTube, subscribed, Within the Ropes podcast on YouTube. Look it up or go to withintheropespodcast.com. Do it! Anyways, Monday Night Raw started off hot, like I said, with John Cena returning to Monday Night Raw. He gets in the ring. He tells the WWE Universe that he missed them. He says he's here to explain himself after showing up last night at Money in the Bank. He then says he's here for the WWE Universal Championship and that he wants it at SummerSlam. He called Roman Reigns an asshole, and he said Reigns needs to be knocked down a peg. He then goes on to say Reigns is an overexposed gimmick who isn't as good as he thinks he is. Says if you're great, the crowd will tell you. He put the microphone towards the crowd several times throughout this segment. Told the crowd, I can't hear you. Is that all you got? Crowd chanting, cheering as loud as they could. So then all of a sudden, Riddle's music hits. He rides his scooter down to the ring, does his entrance. Cena then says he finally gets it. And they both exchange a bro. Then they dap each other up, and then Cena leaves as Riddle gets ready to participate in the 6-man tag match, him and the Viking Raiders against John Morrison, or Johnny Drip Drip, AJ Styles, and Omos, the Raw Tag Team Champions. Before the match started, though, John Morrison, well, first off, I want to say this. That was probably the most exciting part of Monday Night Raw tonight, was John Cena coming out and getting the crowd fired up and doing all that. That was probably the most exciting part of the entire night. It's unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, I wish that it wasn't like that, but again, it's Monday Night Raw. But like I said, before the match started, John Morrison tells Mike Rome to announce him as America's Most Wanted. He even has a shirt. He has a fucking shirt. You're damn right I'm going to buy that shirt. The match starts, and then Riddle serves a body drop to Styles. Morrison then tags in and starts to land a few strikes. Matt Riddle lands a suplex for a near fall. Erik then tags in and hits a running knee. John Morrison dumps both Viking Raiders out of the ring. Then he tries a Rana, but Erik catches him. John Morrison flips out of the hold, but ends up getting sandwiched by Erik and Ivar. Omos then launches AJ Styles out of the ring onto Matt Riddle and everybody, just as he did at Money in the Bank last night. Erik blasts AJ Styles with a knee strike. AJ Styles responds with a Pele kick. Ivar tags in, and then he clears the ring. Ivar tried for a moonsault, and he misses it. Morrison then misses a Starship Pain. And on the outside, Riddle grabs the drip stick, and he sprays Omos with it from behind. Then he goes back and lays down as if he's still out. Omos turns around, looks at Miz. Miz starts like rolling back. Omos gets off the apron, starts to chase Miz, a very slow, like walking chase. Miz is in a wheelchair. I don't know why Omos would walk over to him knowing that Miz is in a wheelchair. He can't go nowhere. Miz starts to kind of roll backwards up the entryway. Morrison starts to beg Omos to stop. Omos then tosses John Morrison back into the ring. AJ Styles then tries to hold Omos back from hurting Miz as they were on the same team. Then the Viking Raiders hit Morrison with the Viking experience in the ring for the 1-2-3 and the win. Riddle and the Viking Raiders win this match, and apparently that's earned the Viking Raiders another shot at the Raw Tag Team Championships because they're getting one next week on Raw. Yeah, that's right. Another rematch. This match was okay. I thought it was cool. It kept the crowd entertained post John Cena. So that was great. I'm still wondering where Randy Orton is. Riddle teaming up with the number one contenders is kind of weird. Him and Randy should be in that mix as well. We get a backstage segment though. Elias tries to, or not a backstage segment. It was they showed Ryker on the screen, and he just kind of stood there with his eyes just kind of looking beady, looking angry as he gets set for the Symphony of Destruction match against Elias. Elias was in the ring. He tries to sing a song, but then Ryker interrupts and says, after tonight, the WWE Universe is never going to hear Elias' voice ever again. He finally comes out. Jaxson Ryker tosses Elias out of the ring. Elias fires back with shots, but Jaxson Ryker sends Elias into a drum kit. Ryker then tries to hit a guitar shot off the apron, but Elias catches him with a high knee. Elias only gets a 2 count after a pin attempt. Then Ryker hits Elias with a guitar. Elias then, at that point, is busted open. Not so bad, not bleeding so much, but he is in fact busted open after that shot. Jaxson Ryker then suplexes Elias off the top rope onto the outside through 2 tables, and then he pins him, and Ryker picks up the victory. We also saw Elias hit Ryker with a big cello, whatever the hell that was. Fucking hit him like 2 or 3 times with it. That was crazy. Yeah, this match was cool. I'm not really sold on the match was actually good. I'm not sold on Ryker as a character though. Like, what is he? Who would want to be? I think when you got to think about it like this, what kid would want to be Jaxson Ryker when they grow up, or for Halloween, or something like that. But the match was cool. We then get an in-ring segment, a championship celebration, if you will, from the Queen City, Charlotte. 14-time Flair. They said 11-time. Nah, It's 14-time. Get it right. She says she feels good to be standing here as our queen and the Raw Women's Champion, and that it's been a tough year. From adversity comes opportunity. Flair said she is the opportunity. And damn right about that. She then gloats about being the best. Crowd starts chanting for Becky Lynch, and she shuts them up quickly and says Becky is at home breastfeeding her kid. She then says she can beat Rhea Ripley on any night of the week. And of course, Rhea Ripley going to take up on that opportunity as she interrupts our queen and comes down to the ring. Charlotte Flair starts to laugh and tells Rhea Ripley she's got her title. You damn right we got her. We got your damn title. Yeah. The Queen City. Okay? The fucking queen. Show some respect. Rhea Ripley says if Charlotte can beat her any night of the week, why not tonight? Charlotte says after last night, you're in no condition to wrestle. She then declined. But then Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville had to come fuck things up. They walked out on the stage. Sonya and Pearce then made the match official for the Raw Women's Championship match tonight. Charlotte then kicked her shoe at Rhea Ripley and then kicked Rhea Ripley in her injured knee, which I thought was a beautiful, beautiful strategy. Oh, this what you want, huh? This what you want? Huh? Well, you're going to get it. So that's one match I was excited for. I was excited to see Charlotte put the boots and put the beating on Rhea Ripley once again. And as you all know, that didn't quite happen. I'm a little upset, but we'll get to that in just a few minutes. The next match we got was Natalya and Tamina. Natalya and Tamina versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. This match was whatever. Nia Jax Samoa dropped Tamina into the barricade. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax take turns working over Natalya. Shayna Baszler stomps on Natalya's arm. Natalya manages to tag in Tamina. Tamina super kicks Nia. Reginald tried to get involved. After that, Baszler ends up eating a super kick from Tamina. Tamina then pins Shayna Baszler, and the Raw Women's Tag Team Champion, the Women's Tag Team Champions, pick up a victory. And after the match, Shayna Baszler yells at Reginald. Shayna tells Nia Jax, "It's not you. It's not you. It's him. It's him." And then Nia Jax looks at Reginald and then headbutts him. Jax and Baszler walk away. And then out of nowhere, Akira Tozawa is getting chased down to the ring by the rest of the cater room. Reginald hits Tozawa with a 450 sit out splash or something like that. Reginald pins Akira Tozawa and becomes the new 24/7 champion. Reginald then flips all over the arena to avoid R-Truth and the rest of the cater room, and he does a bunch of backflips up the ramp or up this entryway with the 24/7 championship around his waist. Whatever. I wish it would be a solid thing though. Like, give us a 24/7 championship match. You know, maybe that should be. I don't know, man. It's just weird how they have the 24/7 title and AEW has the TNT title, and they treat them completely different. I don't know. It's weird. Next match, we got championship contenders match. I saw this on every single graphic for the entire night. Championship contenders match. Sheamus against Humberto Carrillo. And if Humberto wins, he gets a United States Championship title shot. Humberto started off the match all over Sheamus, but then Sheamus eventually rolls out of the ring to avoid Humberto's assault. Humberto lands a dive, then he lands a crossbody off the top. Sheamus kicks out after a pin attempt. Damian Priest was backstage watching the entire time. Back in the ring, Humberto tries to pull off Sheamus's protective face mask. Then he tried another dive, but Sheamus cuts him off with an elbow strike. Sheamus powerbombs Humberto on the apron. And then Sheamus starts to work over Carrillo. Sheamus gives Humberto a Dublin smile. Humberto bites Sheamus's finger to get out of the hold. Humberto lands a Rana off the top, suicide dive. And then Humberto lands a missile drop kick, but then Sheamus kicks out after a pin attempt. Humberto gets hit with a bro kick out of nowhere, and Sheamus wins this match. So I hope that Humberto is done. I hope he can move on to Damian Priest. Hopefully Damian Priest can somehow become number one contender, get a title shot against Sheamus at SummerSlam. That'll be a nice match, ladies and gentlemen. The next segment, if you will, or match, Bobby Lashley issued an open challenge. And so he's out to honor that open challenge. But they grabbed the mic first. Lashley says last night he did all the talking he needed to do when he destroyed Kofi Kingston. MVP says, as much as he hates to say it, Kofi Kingston was right. Lashley lost a step because of the distractions that he made. MVP apologized to Lashley. MVP says no more fun and games. No more bullshit. No one will ever take the WWE Championship away from Bobby Lashley. Lashley issues an open challenge at that point, and Keith Lee answers. What a return. I don't know why he was gone for so long. A lot of you on the internet said that it was because of Bruce and Vince saying he needed to lose weight. Doesn't look like he lost weight. Looks the same. If anything, he may look a little bigger, but it doesn't look like he lost any weight. And some of you said it was because of injury. I'm going to go with the injury part. Maybe he just wasn't 100% healthy, but it kind of showed in this match as well. But first, I thought it was a WWE Championship match open challenge, but then it turned into a Championship Contenders match open challenge. Whatever. Like I was saying, Keith Lee seemed a little slow in this match. Didn't seem like himself. The agility wasn't quite there. The quickness wasn't all the way there. But nonetheless, they lock up. Neither one of them could get an advantage. Bobby unloads on Keith Lee, and then Keith Lee starts to try to get the advantage back, picks up Lashley and drives him into a corner. Keith Lee does it again. Keith Lee leapfrogs over Lashley, dives down and hits a low cross body. And then he lifts Lashley up for the spirit bomb, and it looked like he was may have been a communication error or something. He tried to lift him up, but he lifted him up. Lashley escaped. Complete shot by Lashley. Lashley works over Lee in the corner. Bobby Lashley spears Keith Lee into the corner. Lashley clotheslines Keith Lee over the top rope. Lashley tries to pick Keith Lee up to drive him into the ring post, kind of like he does a little old Kofi Kingston. But then Keith Lee escaped, sends Lashley to the ring post. Keith Lee then crushes Bobby Lashley against the ring post. After a distraction from MVP, as Keith Lee was trying to get back in the ring, Lashley knocks Keith Lee off the apron. Lashley then spears Lee on the outside. Lashley calls for the hurt lock, has a hard time getting the hurt lock as he struggles to get the hold on Keith Lee. Keith Lee fights out of the hurt lock. Keith Lee runs into the sky high spine buster, picked him up like it was nothing. I don't know how old it is, 47 years old or 40 something. That Bobby Lashley is crazy. Lashley then spears Keith Lee for the 1-2-3 and the win. So there is no contender. I'm assuming Keith Lee is not a contender at all, and Bobby Lashley picks up the victory. And it's sort of sad. I'm glad to see Keith Lee back, but then to know what happened afterwards, and to know what Keith Lee was basically used for, kind of just a way to set up what was next. After the match, Goldberg's music hits, the crowd erupts, almost in John Cena-esque fashion. He walks out to the ring. Goldberg gets in the ring. He tells Lashley, gets right in Lashley's face, and he tells Lashley that he's next. MVP holds back Lashley. He's like, no, not tonight, not right now. Lashley just super aggressive, trying to get right back in Goldberg's face. So in a way, I'm sort of excited for the match. I know that's an unpopular thing to say at this point, as everyone in the internet wrestling community is extremely tired of Goldberg. And I get it. But, one thing that I thought about during this segment is that I wish Goldberg could still go. Because imagine if Goldberg could still go like Lashley or Edge, it would be a good match. It really would. But I know it's probably going to be, two bumping heads or doing whatever. I don't know, man. I see a lot of people talking throughout the day on Twitter in regards to this match and saying that Goldberg and Bobby Lashley doesn't need to happen at SummerSlam with, Edge already being there, Cena already being there, and I agree. It's not a match that needs to happen at SummerSlam. But it is, unfortunately, I'm sure. So I don't know, man. We'll see. Backstage, MVP said that they aren't going to dignify Goldberg with a response. And of course, why would you? The WWE champion, right? We get an in-ring segment with Jinder Mahal, Veer, and Shanky. Mahal says today's his birthday. Jinder then goes on to say he's extra happy because Drew McIntyre isn't Mr. Money in the Bank. Jinder tells Shanky to sing happy birthday to him. Shanky starts to sing, but Drew McIntyre appears out of nowhere, hits Jinder with a chair. McIntyre then takes out Veer and breaks the chair on Shanky. like absolutely breaks it across his back. He hit him 20 times. 20, I think he hit him more because he hit him with the chair, broke it, and then grabbed another chair and hit him 20 times, which is crazy. One of the surprises or, debuts tonight was we saw the Raw debut of Karrion Kross, who made his debut, and the entrance, man. First of all, no Scarlett. No entrance. Like, the entrance just wasn't the same. They tried. They really did. They tried, but the entrance just was not the same. After he made his entrance, we learned that he'd be going up against Jeff Hardy. Everyone was excited about that, considering that we would be hearing no more words again. It's been, 10, 15 years, maybe longer. I don't know. It's been around that 10, 15, right? Jeff Hardy comes out to an eruption. The crowd just exploded when that song came on. So that was one of the best, if not the best part of this entire match. Karrion Kross blasted Hardy with an elbow strike. Kross suplexed Hardy twice. And Karrion Kross suplexed Hardy a third time. Karrion Kross misses a spear in the corner as he runs into the ring post. Hardy then hits a twist of fate. Kross calls for a running elbow. Hardy avoids it. Jeff Hardy at one point, after hitting the twist of fate, tried to go up top for a swanton and then missed it. And at that point, Kross called for the running elbow. Hardy avoided it. Hardy rolled up Karrion Kross with his feet on the ropes, and Jeff Hardy picked up the win and beat the undefeated NXT champion Karrion Kross. Yeah, that sucks. Look, I don't know where Scarlett is. I don't know if they're going to eventually bring Scarlett up. I don't know if this sucks, man, because now it's like he's going to go. Who the fuck is going to watch Karrion Kross tomorrow now on NXT after he just fucking lost to Jeff Hardy, after Jeff Hardy lost to fucking numerous people on fucking Raw over the last, few months or some shit like that? Who is it? I mean, he lost to Jinder Mahal, The Miz, Sheamus, John Morrison, all on Raw. And he defeated Karrion Kross in Karrion Kross's debut, who is the NXT champion. That's just weird. After the match, Karrion Kross said that Jeff Hardy just made the biggest mistake of his life, and everyone will learn to fall and pray. So whatever that means, I don't know. Backstage, we get Alexa Bliss and Lily and Eva Marie and Doudrop. I don't even give a shit about that. Whatever. I was hoping for a Fiend return, but we didn't get that, so whatever. We got the main event, though. From the Queen City, Charlotte Flair defending the Raw Women's Championship, even though she shouldn't be defending nothing. Okay, she should be relaxing with Andrade. Okay, when Andrade rubbing her feet because she was hard working, she tired. She was in a battle last night. But that's what queens do. They show up, huh? They don't take time off. They show up the next day. That's what real queens do. Charlotte Flair lands a few strikes. She then goes after Rhea Ripley's injured leg. After a series of reversals, Rhea Ripley hits a German suplex. Flair hit a chop block. The referee checks on Rhea Ripley. They go to commercial break. I'm thinking Rhea Ripley's really injured at this point. After the break, Charlotte is working over old Rhea Ripley's knee. Charlotte tries a dive, but Rhea Ripley gets her knees up. It was like a moonsault or something. Yeah, I think it was a moonsault. She's trying to moonsault. Rhea gets her knees up. Rhea Ripley puts Flair in the figure 4 leg lock. Flair counters. And then Rhea Ripley gets to the ropes. Ripley hits a riptide, and Charlotte gets her foot on the bottom rope after a pin attempt. Almost got her. But guess what? Charlotte's smarter. I don't know if that rhymed or not, but it sounded cool. Charlotte Flair grabs her title and attempts to leave. She's like, I'm fed up. There's no way I should be in this match right now. I should be at home with Andrade rubbing my feet. That is what Charlotte Flair had in her mind. I know it. She didn't say it, but that's how she felt. I knew the look. I know the look on the Queen's face. Okay, I know what she's thinking. So she grabs her title. Rhea Ripley starts to chase after her, and then Charlotte Flair hit Rhea Ripley with the title to cause disqualification. You damn right she did. Rightfully so. You don't come after me when I'm trying to walk away with my championship. I said the match is over. There is no reason why what happened next should have happened. Because after it was announced that Rhea Ripley had won via disqualification, but still the Raw Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley went to attack Charlotte. They're beating each other up on the outside. Ripley sends Flair into the ring post, and all of a sudden, Nikki A.S.H, almost a superhero, music hits. Rhea Ripley then tosses Charlotte back into the ring. Charlotte hands over her Money in the Bank briefcase, goes up to the top rope. The bell rings. Charlotte gets up. Nikki hits her with a cross body off the top rope. Pins her for the 1, 2, 3. And Nikki, almost a superhero, is the new Raw Women's fucking champion. For what? It's too fast. What about Becky? I thought Becky was supposed to come back. What is this? What is this? Charlotte needs her rematch. I'm going to need Charlotte to run it back. Rhea Ripley had too many chances. It's time for Rhea Ripley to go to the back of the line now. Okay? Charlotte Flair didn't deserve this, but she'll get hers. Trust me. She will be. This is, you know what? This is probably just something to continue to up them numbers. And I know a lot of you are probably going to say that. This ain't the last time she's going to be Raw Women's Champion. Just know that. The show overall, though, started off cool. The first hour was laggy. The second hour seemed like it was going to go up. The third hour just kind of fell off. But it is what it is. It's Monday Night Raw, right? Next week, like I said, they already announced the Viking Raiders are going to get their rematch for the Raw Tag Team titles. Excuse me there. I had a hiccup. And I think that's all they have announced right now for next week's show. Yeah, man, it just didn't make no sense. The show was just weird. Having the NXT champion show up, saying he's making his debut, him losing like that in front of fans, like for the first time. And this is Karrion Kross's first loss, too. This is his first loss. It's ridiculous. He was undefeated in singles competition up until tonight. But it's nice to have No More Words back and to hear Jeff Hardy and to see Jeff Hardy come out and sing that song, because I know he loves it so much and I love it so much. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's pretty much it. That's all that happened on Monday Night Raw tonight. Nothing else, nothing explosive. No Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch was indeed at home breastfeeding. Well, I don't know if she was at home. She's probably backstage. There's no way. Why would she? Did she come to Houston? Well, because Charlotte said she was breastfeeding. Charlotte said she's probably at home breastfeeding. And then Becky confirmed that she was at home breastfeeding, and she's still the most over woman on the roster or in the division. I don't know. But she was in Texas. Where were they last night? She was in Fort Worth last night, though. I don't know. She's probably traveling with Seth. Who knows? I don't know. That was it. Hopefully they do better. Hopefully NXT is not as bad as Raw was tonight. I'm not saying it's bad. It just wasn't as good as SmackDown, and it wasn't as good as Money in the Bank. So hopefully NXT has an explanation for this whole Cross situation, Hopefully it's good. I don't know what's going to happen. I have a feeling that Samoa Joe is going to strip, or William Regal is going to strip Karrion Kross of the NXT title, which will then keep Kross on Raw permanently. I don't know. I hope Scarlett doesn't get released. It's a whole lot of things going through my head with the NXT side. Raquel Gonzalez is facing Xia Li tomorrow for the NXT Women's Championship, so that should be a good one. AEW Fyter Fest Night 2 is on Wednesday. There's supposed to be a huge episode of Impact. There are spoilers out there. I'm not going to say anything right now, but there are spoilers out there. And then Friday, John Cena is making his return to SmackDown, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to have some type of confrontation with the head of the table, Roman Reigns. So we'll see. Not as big as last week in terms of big week for wrestling, but a lot of great things. I'm sure AEW is going to have some cool things going on, maybe an Iconics or something. I don't know. But we'll talk about that later on this week. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to tonight's Monday Night Raw review. Make sure you guys follow me on every social media platform at Within the Ropes, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Within the Ropes Podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube too. Go to withintheropespodcast.com, withintheropespodcast.com. Go over to where it says YouTube, click it, subscribe it. There's going to be cool stuff, content coming to that channel. You want to stay locked in and stay tuned. Subscribe again on Apple Podcasts. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, if you're listening on Spotify, Google, I'm everywhere. Everywhere you listen to your podcast. Stay tuned. I got some shit, y'all. We finna fucking heat up like the damn. We finna heat up like the stove on in the winter. Cause the heater don't work. The pilot light is out. So we got the stove on. You get it? All right. Everyone have a good night. I'm not gonna play Charlotte's music because I'm really, really upset. But because Nikki did win, I'll play hers. So wrestling fans, have a good night. Thank you. Good night.